Hello everyone, welcome to today's interview session. I am Lakshmi Priya and I am a master's student in digital engineering. Today here with me for this interview is one of our faculty members from the Fin department. Let's get to know about him. Hello.
Hello. My name is Christian Braune. I'm a lecturer at the Informatics department. I'm with the university since 2007 as a bachelor student. Did my master's here, did my PhD here, then went into a software development company here in Magdeburg for 1 year before returning as a lecturer in 2018.
So which all courses are you dealing with?
I'm teaching in the master's program Introduction to Computer Science for engineers and Introduction to Software Engineering for engineers, and basically the same courses for the bachelor degree as well.
Okay, so this interview will be about Introduction to Software Engineering for engineers. Can you give a brief overview of the course?
That is basically the project management part of computer science, of software development, and we are going to deal within this course with all the topics from how do we start a project, do we talk to a customer, how do we get the requirements and that the software product that we are going to create for them and hopefully build them heavily for, how are we creating this and how are we ensuring that it fulfills the standards set by ourselves and by our customer.
So if I want to go take up my career as a project manager, what are the future prospects I can expect if I take up this course?
Basically, most computer scientist teams, programmer teams, software developer teams are organized in smaller groups, teams, where each group has one head of the group and who's communicating with the customer, who's communicating with the management and so on, to keep hassle away from the software developers themselves. If you excel at this software engineering course, you can try to become one of these so-called product owners or Scrum Masters.
Okay. So are there any prerequisites needed for this course?
Yes and no. It's an introductory course, so you don't need a lot of prerequisites. It's helpful if you know some programming beforehand. So the Introduction to Computer Science for engineers or an education in computer science, some programming courses are helpful because during the semester we will, role play one complete project where students have to gather requirements, create and form their own teams, and in the end create the software product. And so knowing how to program before this course starts is really helpful for the later part when it comes to actually programming.
Okay. So if I want to dive deep into this project management or product owner thing, what are the subsequent courses that I can take?
There are some courses offered like clean code development or Scrum in practice at our faculty, but since it's such a basic course, as long as you have to do any group work, all the individual projects or the digital engineering project, they will all benefit from your knowledge in software engineering.
Okay. Are there any possibilities of getting projects in the same topic or field?
We have 2 working groups in our department that have the name software engineering within them. So we have systems and software engineering and database and software engineering, which focus on the research side or applied software engineering in research or manufacturing. So once you have taken this course, I'm pretty sure you will find a project with these groups at least, and any other group as well.
Okay, so if students want to take up their master thesis also, there will be many possibilities.
Yes.
Oh, okay. This is a very unique course or where students can learn a lot. Are there any mistakes which students do?
Yes, probably. The course is structured in a way that we have the lectures where the theoretical foundations, so the vocabulary that software engineers use, like UML diagrams or patterns for object-oriented programming are discussed. And we have the practical part where students work on a project. And some students focus more on the lecture and less on the project. And some students do the other way around.
Okay.
So a good mixture of both of them is what you should aim for.
Okay.
So that you have the theoretical background and the practical background.
So if I want to perform better, I have to focus on both theoretical
Yes.
and practical part.
Yes.
So that would be a strategy to perform better. Okay.
Could be one.
Yeah.
It's basically, you can become a programmer by knowing how to program, but by knowing all the other things around programming, like what patterns are there for developing software, what patterns are there for forming teams, what is the language that software developers or software engineers speak. You need to learn the vocabulary, like with any other language.
Okay.
And that's the theoretical background. Otherwise, you will stay a programmer and not a software developer and not a software engineer.
Okay. So are these group projects or alone? Like students
No,
can do
that's
alone?
group projects. We usually try to mix students from different departments together. So this course is also taken by students from the economics department. They are usually better at the project management part, while the engineering students are better at the programming part. So we get a healthy mixture of both of them. My hope is always that the economic students know more about programming or the way programmers actually work, and that the engineering students get a better understanding of the management part. So what do managers focus on, or what is the daily work of a manager? For programmers, sometimes it may appear like they are just sitting up in their office and trying to find new ways to annoy programmers.
So from what you have said and what I have understood, it's an all-round course where students can learn programming and project management both. You
don't learn programming per se. So one of the prerequisites is that you know how to program small bits. But what you learn is to develop software, which is different from just programming. Because you have to think of all the stuff around software. It's not just this functional requirement. I put something into this function and the output should be what I expect it to be, but also what is expected output. To gather this from, usually customers don't know what they want. They have a vague feeling of what their need is and how they want to solve that, but they don't speak the language that a software developer would speak. So managers or software engineers need to be able to translate from customer language to programmer language in order to lead a project to success. Yeah. And that's what we learn here.
That's good to know. Any final word of advice to the students who want to take up this course?
Try to come up with your own ideas for a project. I'm usually offering some topics, and in the past, students have already taken projects from this offered set of projects, but you may always come up with your own idea and say, hey, I want to program a computer game, or I want to build a small robot. I have this robot building set here and I want to program something with that. If you come up with your own ideas, I'm totally open to that.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you for your insights.
Thank you.
Thank you.